Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sirena. In today's video, we are going to be making not one, but 2 Christmas wreaths. So this year I got a little bit ambitious and I was a little inspired this year to make 2 Christmas wreaths. Hold on, let me adjust my hand here. I know that I'm literally gonna get tired here just holding them up, but I'll just hold them up for as long as I possibly can. If you guys want to see how I put them together and what I used to put them together, then make sure you go ahead and keep watching. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you click that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any of my uploads. I feel like this is a good wreath for those of you guys that like to be like little glamapusses. By the way, this is like a light up wreath. You can't really tell because my lights are so bright and it's like 6 o'clock at night. And then this is just kind of like a little Scandinavian, I call it Scandinavian, minimal wreath. This is super earthy and I feel like this is a video, it's got something for everybody. So I make this wreath first and then I make this one second. So if you guys want to skip ahead, you're not interested in one or the other, do you skip ahead if you want. But anyways, my arms are getting tired, so let's go ahead and jump into the video and I'm going to show you guys how I put each of these together. Okay, so before we begin, I'm just going to go ahead and warn you, it's already December by the time you're watching this, and if you guys in the future are wanting to make wreaths and buy your holiday decorations, I'm sure you guys already do know, but you want to buy in November. It's just crazy the amount that the craft stores get picked over, especially Michael's. Michael's has the best stuff, but you kind of have to go shopping for your Christmas stuff in early to mid-November. You just have to look out for when they have stuff on sale, because I could tell you that I can try to link as much of this stuff as I possibly can online, but usually the stuff just sells out so quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get started on showing you what I'm using to put together wreath number 1. This is gonna be the light up wreath that's going on my front door, and I'm hoping this is gonna turn out the way that I have it in my head. This is totally from scratch. This is an idea in my head and I'm hoping it's gonna work out, but it totally might suck, so you never know. But we're gonna put it together and you're gonna watch me. I'm gonna show you guys what I bought for this. So I'll start with the wreath first of all. This is actually from last year. These grapevine wreaths you can pick up at Hobby Lobby, which I believe is where I got this particular one. The wreath actually comes completely brown and natural. These are really messy to work with, but they're so inexpensive, and they do kind of little pieces will randomly break off and fall apart, but it's pretty sturdy, but they're messy to work with. I spray painted this white with just some white spray paint last year, and I put some glitter on it. So what I used to do that, in case you're curious, is just simply white spray paint, spray it all the way over till it's your desired look. And then what I did was I got some super fine white iridescent glitter. You probably can't tell from here, but it's very subtle. What I did is I got spray adhesive. So they sell aerosol spray adhesive as well, and you just spray it over the wreath and then toss your glitter on there and it stays, and it's just nice and it's very subtle. So I wanted to reuse this from last year, A, because I didn't want to bring anything new into my house, and B, because why not? It saves me money. So you're gonna need your wreath. I'm going with white. You can use whatever color you want. So I figured the centerpiece of the wreath would be this white reindeer. I wanted something to go inside, just inside of the circle. This is from Michael's. I bought this recently. It doesn't have the price on it. I think it was $12.99 full price, and then I got it for 50% off. So this is cute. It's a little MDF wood reindeer, and it's got a little twine holder at the top. What I think I'm gonna do is take some super fine glitter, which I have here. This is from, I think this is from Michael's. This is a gold super fine glitter. I wanted to put some glitter on the antlers only. So you're gonna need your glitter. And to adhere the glitter, I'm gonna be using a paintbrush, some Mod Podge, and then obviously a paper plate to catch any glitter that falls off. You're already for sure gonna make a mess here. It's just trying to dial it in and make it less of a crazy mess. So we've got our glitter, and then I've got some Velcro because I'm gonna be using some Philips battery operated LED lights. And I've shown these on my channel before. I love these. These are fantastic. These ones, they sell at Target, and I believe they may or may not already be sold out in store, but they may still have some online. It's Philips battery operated dewdrop lights, and this is in warm white, which is the color of the lights. It's a gold wire. They have different wires, different like warm white, cool white, different colors. For me, what really gets me with these is, aside from being battery operated, they're on a timer. 6 hours on and then 18 hours off. So you don't have to grab it and flip the switch every day. Once you set it to the timer that you want at the time of day, so say I want it to come on every night at dark. So I'll just make sure that I time it, you know, you can set an alarm on your phone, whatever you wanna do, and you flip the switch to timer, and then it'll stay on for 6 hours, turn off after 6 hours, and then the very next day at the very same time, it'll turn on for another 6 hours. These are fantastic. I love them, and I just love the way they look. These are really pretty. These are from Michaels. This is the Ashland brand. They sell these at Michaels. This is just, it says Christmas Pick. And these were $1.99 and I got them for 50% off. These are just the pick ones. So these are like pre-done up for you. You're gonna need some scissors if you need to cut these or anything else. And you are going to need your glue sticks and glue gun. I've got my like old school rusty trusty glue gun here. And then this is just like a personal preference. I like to use like a popsicle stick to like push down like the leaves or whatever if I'm trying to glue them down, because I don't want to burn my fingers because I'm a baby. That is the ingredients for wreath number 1. Now let's get started on putting it together. Okay, so we are focusing on painting our antlers. I wanted to paint my antlers with glitter so that they match these guys, which are gonna be going on the bottom. So, and I didn't want the just like white deer to kind of disappear into the white wreath. That was kind of like my mindset. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna glitterize from here up on each antler. And in order to do that, I'm going to pour some Mod Podge. I've got it open already. I'm gonna pour some Mod Podge, just like a decent little glop. It's probably too much. Stuff comes out so fast. Okay, so I'm gonna pour that onto a paper plate, seal that up, and set that aside. That way you're not getting any glitter in your Mod Podge. You don't wanna like randomly get glitter in there for no reason. So I'm just gonna start with one antler. I'm gonna open up my glitter. And like I will always say with pretty much almost all of my projects, super fine glitter is more expensive, but it just looks more elegant. So if you want like a more of an elegant finish, just always opt for super fine glitter. I think I got this one at Hobby Lobby or Michaels, but I mean, you know, wherever you want to get it and whatever kind you want. I just think super fine glitter looks a little bit more elegant, a little bit classier. So I'm just gonna take my little foam brush and I'm going to start with one of the antlers, and I'm just going to put a light, even layer of the Mod Podge over the antlers. And I'm gonna just start one antler at a time. This is gonna take 2 seconds. You just wanna do this first. I'm assuming, because like I said, this is my first time doing this. It's not like I made another wreath like exactly like this. So I'm assuming that I'm just gonna want this to dry while I'm assembling the rest of my wreath. So I'm gonna go ahead and put an even layer on and then just go ahead and sprinkle my glitter over that layer and let that dry down a little bit. Okay, so I've got one side and I'm just gonna start on the other side, but I'm just gonna be really careful because obviously this paper plate is not as big as the antlers as a whole itself. Just gonna scoot this over and repeat that exact same process on the other antler. Okay, so now I've got both antlers coated with the glitter and the glue. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set these aside. I'm gonna move my reindeer over so it has plenty of time to dry. And then now I'm gonna get started on the rest of my reindeer wreath. Okay, so I've got my glue gun heating up and I've got my lights batteried up. I did forget to mention you do need batteries for these. These are AA batteries that you need, and you need 2 of them for these particular ones. This is a nice, really compact battery pack, and it's really easy to interchange. So like I said, you can turn them on, off, whatever. This is what they look like. I'm trying to think if I want to put my lights on my wreath first or if I want to start gluing down my glittery picks, but I'm thinking that I want to map this out anyway because I did grab 2 packs of these from Target in case one wasn't enough, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be enough. So let me just like hold the battery pack on the back because I'll be Velcroing that on the back and then test wrap and see how it looks when it's wrapped around. Okay, so I definitely am glad that I wrapped this wreath before I went ahead and put all of my picks on. I don't think you can really see the light up effect on camera, but I can tell this is going to look gorgeous on my front door. So I'm gonna clean up my mess here, and then I'm gonna get out the hot glue and the Velcro, and I'm just gonna Velcro that battery pack to the back of my wreath really quick. Let's glue this battery pack down. I need to make sure that I've got my switch side facing outwards. That way I'm not screwing myself over here. And just find a good place that I can try to glue that pack down. And then I'm gonna take my Velcro strips and open them up and then just attach them. And then in case there's any noise, you guys probably can't hear it because I have all the windows closed, but I feel like every time I try to sit down and film a video, someone in my neighborhood decides to bust out the leaf blower and start gardening. I'm like, ah! All right, so let's see how these work. So it looks like these little tiny Velcros. I might just add 2 just to be safe. Let me cut these off. These look like they're adhesive. Oh, nice. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to glue them to my wreath, but maybe these will stick nicely on the battery pack. I'm gonna flip my little battery pack over here. And I'm gonna put my little Velcro side there. That way it's got 2, so it's extra secure. And then I'm just going to hot glue my little guys here and hope that they will stay put on my wreath. Actually, what I'm gonna do, glad I thought of this, I'm going to stick the like matching pear set on its twin. That way I'm gluing it exactly right so they stick properly. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take my hot glue and I'm gonna glue the backings on these guys. And then I'm gonna stick it on my wreath so that I have the positioning just right. And I'm just gonna hold that down and hope for the best. All right, so I've got my battery pack Velcroed to the back of my wreath. You can't even see it. And it is just right back there, nice and secure to the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying these picks out in a, I think just kind of like a laurel pattern. Like, you know, like Julius Caesar's crown, like when you think like a laurel. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna remove the tags on these, and I think I'm just going to kind of like splay them like this and just build outward. Does that make sense? So just keep building outward up, just so it's kind of like fanning out from underneath the reindeer's chin, because we've still got that drying. So I think I'm gonna start from the top and then work my way down. In case you can't really see what I'm doing, that's basically it. I'm just gonna kind of position my leaves and just kind of get an idea for how many I want, because I did buy 10, but I don't know if I'll be using all 10. So once I glue it down, it's kind of gonna take that shape. You know what I mean? It's gonna be pretty. Okay, so what I'm noticing as I'm going through here is that I'm going to stick the picks in with their little wires and bend the wires up a little bit and just scoop it into the wreath so that they're nice and secure. And then when I'm finished laying them all out, I'll go ahead with my hot glue gun and individually glue the leaves to the wreath here and there, because I think it's gonna take way too long if I just try to glue the wire down to each individual piece of the vine in the wreath and just like hold it there it till it dries. So I'm just gonna scoop them in, and I'm thinking that's like the better method of doing things. It's just kind of scooping the wires in and then positioning them how I want them. So bending up a little bit and then scooping in. Okay, so I repositioned the pics a little bit. I like the way this looks. It's like kind of gilded, kind of messy, kind of like, I don't know, it's like a mixture of like glam and nature. And I haven't even had to really glue anything in yet. Trying to figure out if I even need to glue anything in, because I'm like, they're very much in there, but I'm trying to figure out if I want to glue the leaves down or if like the flopping's gonna bother me at all or not, because I'm really liking the way it looks right now. I think I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna like hang it up and stare at it for a couple minutes and then I'll decide. Okay, you guys, I decided to grab my cell phone here and show you guys what it looks like hung up on my pantry door. I just wanted to kind of get a good idea of how it's going to pull forward once it's actually hanging. And I actually kind of like it. It's very like messy. I just love the glitter. It is so pretty. So I think I'm gonna leave it like this. And like I said, everybody's different. So if you guys don't like it hanging forward, kind of messy and woodsy, then by all means you guys can glue yours down. But I'm really liking the way this looks, and I'm really excited to see how it looks when I put the reindeer on. So let's go check on those reindeer antlers and see if those are ready to go. Okay, so I'm back. Let's check on our reindeer. I'm gonna set this guy kind of off to the side. I'm assuming this is dry by now. We're gonna very carefully drop all this glitter off back onto our paper plate. You guys, there's glitter all over. So the excess glitter, we're just gonna tap off. Tap off. That's cute. Just a little something extra. I know that not everybody's into glitter, but this girl is into some glitter. And like I said, I didn't want him to disappear on the wreath. I really like that. And I think that that's kind of a good match to the foliage that I've got going on here. Don't you think? It's a good match. All right. So this has its own hanging. I think what I'll be doing is hanging these just kind of together like this. So this is basically the final product. I'm so happy with how this turned out, and it's just so quick. I mean, it was quick for me because I already had the grapevine wreath pre-painted. So if you guys want to copy this, or I won't say copy, if you guys want to emulate this wreath, then just know that it's super simple and it takes 2 seconds. I totally thought I would have to be gluing a bunch of stuff down, but literally took no time at all. So that is wreath number 1 complete. Like it a lot. Let's stick it on the pantry door, and I'll show you guys kind of a close-up with the deer hanging in there. Let's go do that really quick. Okay, so this is what it looks like hung up and on my pantry. And I really like it. I think it's really stinking cute. And obviously, like I was saying, I was like, I'll just hang that guy and then hang the wreath over it. But if that bothers you, you can totally just take some twine and kind of like loop it through. You know what I mean? But oh, I really like this. Now let's start on wreath number 2. This is gonna be my indoor wreath. It's gonna be going on my actual pantry, which is where I just showed you the other guy. So I'm gonna show you what you're gonna need for the second wreath, and we're gonna try to put this together like for what I envision in my mind. I'm gonna show you what you're going to need for it. I have a very simple idea in mind. So I'm gonna show you what I'm going to use. This is gonna be like almost the polar opposite of that glittery front door wreath. I wanted something like kind of Scandinavian, which is, if you don't know, Scandi Christmas stuff is usually just very minimalist. There's not tons of glitter and craziness and lights. It's just kind of like simple. So I'm gonna show you what I'm going to use to put this together. So I found this hoop. Sorry, my dog's clacking around on the tile. Can you lay down, please? So this is a just like galvanized hoop. I got it at Michael's in the floral department, and it's by the brand Ashland, and it's just labeled as floral hoops. And this is a 14-inch floral hoop, just a simple metal hoop. I got some twine in the little dollar section. This was like $3. This is 120 feet of twine, and this is just the Ashland brand as well, just a brown twine. And then this I got in their Christmas section. This was 50% off, and I believe it was originally $12. It's just these gigantic bells. I'm gonna remove this red ribbon because the red and green Christmas thing, I freaking love it, but it's not my thing. So I'm gonna remove this for sure and just use the 2 bells. But I love these. These are so gorgeous. Love, 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 obsessed. And then I got this garland. You may have seen if you guys watched one of my hauls in my vlog recently. This is also by Ashland. This is just called a Christmas garland. This is 6 feet. It was originally $20 and I got it for 10 because it was 50% off. This is a little sparkly and it's just like got some pine cones on there. I don't know if my camera will focus on it, but it's really pretty. So I figured I could snip it apart and just kind of glue it down onto my hoop and then put the bells in the center. So I'm gonna be using my scissors. Probably gonna be needing this guy this time because I know I'm definitely not gonna get away with not using the glue. I'm using my hot glue, and I also actually purchased these clear adhesive bumpers just in case. I know it sounds weird, but this is going on my pantry door, and in case the wreath swings when I'm opening and closing the pantry door, I didn't want the bells to do any damage to my white pantry door and scrape it. So I figured I would put the bumpers just kind of on the backs of the bells that are gonna be facing the door just in case. So I'm gonna be using these 2. I'm assuming I'll use these, but we'll see as the DIY goes on. And then I'm also just gonna be using some white paper. It's like a random FedEx box or a random FedEx padded envelope, just so that when I glue stuff down, it's not getting on my nice wood table here. I'm gonna do that kind of same half wreath as well. I guess we'll put the bells down first. I'm gonna see if I can dismantle the garland on these and just pull the garland off and keep because there's like twine behind it, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna see if I can pull the garland off and leave the twine, which I think I can. And like I said, this is a personal preference. If you guys like the red and green and you like that ribbon, leave it on. It's super pretty. But it's not my jam. Ha! I got it off. So I'll just set that aside and see how this looks. Oh, this is perfect. Because I wanted them to be like hanging just like exactly like that. I want it to be like right there. This looks like this is gonna be like the easiest thing in the entire world, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll just snip this right here, like that. And then I'm going to tie it right onto the hoop. Okay, I'm already loving it. Let me fix the knot a little bit. I'll probably just reinforce it and then snip the remainder. All right, I'm gonna glue down the remaining like little nubs. That way the knot doesn't come untied and it doesn't like fray or anything. This little stick is really coming in handy to hold the areas down that I want to stick while they dry, because otherwise I would just be burning the crap out of my fingers. So highly recommend your little glue pusher, we'll call it. Okay, so I've let the glue set a little bit, and this is what we're working with. I like it. I like this messy little rough, rustic knot. So from here, all I'm gonna do is I'm going to chop pieces of this garland up into smaller sections and then just kind of layer them kind of floral style, just like I did with our reindeer wreath. And I'm just gonna go from there. So let's start snipping and gluing down. Okay, I'm gonna start with these 2 pieces. I'm gonna glue these down and see if we need any more than this. Because if we, this is the easiest thing ever, you guys. I can see the appeal of the minimal Scandinavian design now when I'm like, this is gonna take me 2 seconds. So what I'm thinking is literally to just layer them just like that. So one here and one here, you know what I mean? That way it's just like bells and this. I don't know. I'm gonna try to glue this down. This, I think, is gonna take a while to glue it down because it's gonna take a while to dry. Like, it'll take a minute to dry down. So I'm gonna be like holding this in place for a good few minutes. Okay, so like I said, we're learning as we go. The hot glue does not want to adhere to the metal, which makes me really glad that I brought some extra twine. So I think I'm going to fasten these pieces on with really small, thin threads of twine and see how that works. Getting pieces about this long. And we'll do one single knot in the front. And then I'll flip it over and finish the knot in the back. Now I'm gonna knot these as I go, and then I'm not gonna cut the extra edges of the knots until I'm completely finished with all of my tying down. This is even easier than I thought. No glue? Okay. Okay, we've got one side done. I really like this. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side, like I'm gonna tie the other side on and then see if I want to add any more of this once the other side's on. I might do a little bit more on the underside of each one, but we'll see. I stinking love this. So surprised that I like this. You guys might be like, Serena, what are you talking about? That's ugly, but I really like it. Okay, so I'm back, just having finished my other side here. So this is what it's looking like. And I kind of like put it on top of my pantry, like my pantry door, like I just did with my reindeer wreath. And I think I decided that I do want more greenery. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take the remaining greenery and tie it on just so that it looks a little bit more full. So I'm gonna use the exact same method using some twine, and I'm just gonna re-tie another bundle on each side just so it looks nice and full. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back on my phone here because I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a close-up of what I'm going to be doing. So this is going to be the front of my wreath because the bottom back half has a bunch of hot glue on it. So this is the side that doesn't have the extra, it just has the one side, and this is gonna be the side that has the additional, and it's very full. So what I'm gonna do, or what I'm doing here, I wanted to show you guys, I'm going to be pulling the back from the back forward instead of just laying this on the second layer on top, just like laying it on top and then tying it in. I'm going to be going from the back this time. So I'm going to have, so this will be an example. I'm gonna leave this guy like this, and then I'm going to take my other layer, look at all the glitter on the table, it's a disaster. I'm gonna take my back layer and I'm going to lay the wreath down over it like that. So I'm gonna lay this guy down behind this one, and then I'm going to pull the others through and integrate them. That's like basically what you can see here. It's not tied down yet, but if I was to pull it away, you would see that. So I'm just gonna lay it down and then pull these through and really integrate it and fluff it. And then I'll go in with more twine, snip some pieces of the twine and just kind of tie it in so that it's really nicely integrated. And it's gonna be to the point where like you can barely even see the twine unless you're like really close. And then I just feel like even though you can see the twine, it's gonna add to like the rustic quality. And the inside of my house is kind of like borderline farmhousey. It's modern and not modern, I wouldn't say. It's like classic, contemporary, and farmhouse. So it's just gonna go in really well with the farmhousey woodland Christmas situation that I've got going on. So I'm gonna continue this off camera because basically I just explained it to you. I'm just gonna be tying these together with more pieces of twine, and then I'm gonna show you guys the finished result, but I just wanted to pop on my cell phone camera here so you guys could kind of see what I was doing and you guys aren't kind of going in blind. So I'll check in with you guys in a minute. Okay, so we're back with my cell phone and in my kitchen, and this is what it's looking like right now after I got the double layers in. I love it. I love it, I love it. So it's kind of easy to fluff around, you know? And it was super easy to kind of like integrate. It's just like a lot of work placing everything. So I think I might get some twine and do like a really good like tying knot of the twine, and then maybe, I'm not sure if I want to just leave it like blank on top or if I want to get more twine and do like a little loop for hanging. I'm not sure. But I'm really glad that I bought those bumpers, because you can totally tell this is like, if I open the door, you can tell it's gonna be like banging on the pantry door. So I'm gonna glue those bumpers to the back of these bells, and I hope that the hot glue will stick. And if I can't get the hot glue to stick, I'll be gluing the bumpers on with like some Gorilla Glue or something like that, because I definitely don't want it to like mar my nice little white pantry door. This is what it's looking like, and I'm obsessed, you guys. All right, here is the finished product. So I did go ahead and add that extra twine wrap, and it just looks really rustic and fun, and I really love it. And I really love it above our little bowl. I just think it's just like really cute, and I'm so excited to have this on my pantry door. And then an update about the bumpers, I definitely am gonna have to go ahead and use Gorilla Glue for the bumpers. Let me move this up a little bit. It's just like a little off center. There we go. Much better. I really love the way this turned out, and I'm really surprised that I like it so much, because like I said, I usually like bells, whistles, craziness, glitter, lights, but I love the simplicity of this, and I think it's really fun. So I hope you guys like the way that this wreath turned out as well. Oh my god, you guys, I'm so tired. So tired. Okay, you know, wreath making takes a lot out of you. So, finished products. This one's probably like lopsided because I'm not holding it right. I'm so tired, my arms are tired. Anyways, you guys, I love the way that these turned out. Like, I'm absolutely in love, and I'm so excited to put this guy on my pantry door and this guy on my front door, and I can't wait to see this lit up in the dark. So excited. It is actually pretty dark, you guys. I've been filming this for hours. I haven't eaten. I'm like all like shaky from the caffeine. You guys don't care about that. Anyways, this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And you guys, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are having a good December so far, and I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel, and ding the bell if you want any post notifications every time I upload something new. Thanks again so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah! Bye!